All right, first off, we want to congratulate the entire cast for getting picked up for season 2. Let's give them a big round of applause. And not only that, if you missed any of the episodes, you can go back and check them out because now they're streamed on Netflix. So make sure you check them out. So I'm going to first start, I'm going to ask my first question to Trevor because I want to get your feedback. Trevor, what made you come up with the motivation of the costume for Black Lightning?
The motivation to design the costume for the original Black Lightning was because that was my job. I was DC Comics' youngest artist at 16 going on 17. Thank you. And I was the first black artist they ever hired. And thank you. I know. And I co-created the first black superhero, Black Lightning.
So I gotta ask the cast, and any of you can answer this. What's it feel to be on an iconic show that really moved a lot of people? Not only that, but how does it feel like now to feel like you're on an iconic show that basically that speaks to the urban neighborhoods and everything else, and then we have an iconic black superhero? How does that feel? Any of you guys can answer, Cress?
I mean, it's a dream come true. I mean, I think everyone, not only like everybody here, but everybody involved, I mean, down to like catering on our show is extremely proud of what we're doing. And sometimes in our business, doing work that you're like really, really proud of is rare. So, I mean, everybody is really, they feel incredibly blessed and excited. And we knew it was special from the moment we started doing it.
So I'm gonna first start with James. James, for you, because you're a veteran actor, you've been doing like from the Warriors all the way down, Dread, everything. For you, what was it like taking on the role of Gambi for you?
Well, let me see. What was it like taking on the role of Gambi? I don't know, because I'm not finished yet. Maybe I'll answer that.
But you know, when people have been watching it and people have been talking, they're like, oh my gosh, I hope, you know, he didn't get killed, and you know, people, like, everybody's now concerned.
He didn't get killed for once.
Yes, you know, but I mean, the fact that like, the audience loves the character and everything, he's like almost like the alpha to Black Lightning too. So what I mean is like, how's it feel to like, when you're in this character, you're taking on all these other great roles, to be able to be in a role like this and with a great cast?
You know, my career has been characterized by a lot of stuff that has been ahead of its time. A lot of stuff that I've done gets redone years later in another form because people just weren't ready for it yet. And Black Lightning and the role of Gambi feels like it's right on time. This is something that, you know, I couldn't have played 10 years ago. I was too young. And, you know, 10 years from now, I'll be too old. But it feels like it's happened at a very opportune time in my life, in my career. And at an opportune, if not overdue time in our societal career. We've been waiting for a black superhero with a family, with real life enemies and problems for a very long time. And I'm very proud of it because, you know, I get to be a part of something, once again, that's historical, that's iconic, like you said. You know, I did the movie The Warriors like almost 40 years ago. And you know, I didn't know that at that time I was becoming a part of history. And it was an integrated cast. We were an integrated gang, which, you know, kind of doesn't exist. But, you know, it gives people the idea that maybe it could. So, you know, I could go on and on and on and on about this. about how it feels. But I was telling Nafessa and China backstage before we come out, is that when we were all standing together, I felt normal again. You know, because we've been away from the show. The show's been down for a couple of months. We just got our renewal. We know we're coming back. We know that we got to pick up our cars and our places, and you know, and you know, our rent check for Atlanta. And it just felt like I was back with my family. You know, it felt a good feeling. And when I miss my castmates, that I'm on to something good.
That's great. That's great. Marvin, I gotta get to you.
Okay.
Because you,
what's
my
going
friend,
on?
are one of the baddest villains.
Oh, man. Thank you so much.
So I gotta ask you, bro. My question is to you. You know, we all know you're a professional rapper.
I am a musician.
And still are.
Yes, I am.
So for you, what was it like transitioning from being a rapper to going in, becoming an actor, and being such a powerful character with so many layers?
It's like my big bro Cress said, playing the role of Tobias well on Black Lightning is a dream come true in totality. I've been blessed to have an extensive career in music and in rap, and I think what it has done is it's prepared me telling my own truth. Like my brother James said, it has allowed me to be able to tell truths in other areas and aspects of my career, and to actually empathize with things that I've seen and experienced in life, and put them and pour them into the character that is Tobias well, and hopefully other characters that I play in the future. I'm just honored to be able to play the role, you know, to come from where I come from in hip hop, where it's such a fickle business, and to be accepted in a new genre of entertainment by such great accomplished actors that I'm on with Black Lightning. That is my cast. It's a dream beyond a dream, man. I love it, but I'm a really nice guy in person, y'all.
It's a nice man. No, he's a good man. Such a powerful character, but these folks. Okay, I hope I said it right.
Nafessa.
Okay,
The queen, Nafessa. Give it up for Nafessa, y'all.
hold on. Not only that, Nafessa is hometown girl from Philly.
From Philly.
Come to town. So, you know I'm going to ask you this question. How's it feel to be a powerful, intelligent, courageous woman of color, and also that speaks for the LGBT community? How's it feel?
Again, I have to piggyback. It's a dream come true. You know, I've always wanted to play a superhero, and to be a superhero who's a part of the LGBT community, and I've now become an advocate within the community. You know, it's truly a blessing, and you know, I can speak for China as well. We want to go after roles who are strong women, strong women who are bold and who are fearless, and where we're gonna inspire other little brown girls who, and little girls from all over who are gonna look up to, these characters that we're playing. So I think that's what got me with Thunder, is that she was really strong and she was bold and she was unapologetically who she is. So that's what I love about Thunder, and it's a dream. I'm honored to have been chosen to give my voice over to this character, and it feels good to be home. Hey, y'all.
As I call the hometown girls that did good. So China, you know I'm gonna come to you next. Now, China, because you've been doing this for a long time. You've been doing this for a long time. So, to me, you're the voice of a lot of the young generation, especially on the show. To me, because like I said, when I'm watching the show, it's like reminds me when I was dealing with my daughter when she was growing up through her growing pains and all. So, and I'm sitting back and watching you and Cress having the scenes together. And I'm sitting there, the one scene when you guys are watching the movie, you're leaning your head on Cress, and I'm like, it took me back to my time. For you, how's it feel to be the superhero voice? Because I know your time is coming to shine. You kind of shine in the season finale. Spoilers, and it's like, your time came when you fought, because people wanted to see what you were going to do. But for you, what does it feel like to be the voice of the younger generation, especially in the urban community? How does it feel to speak for a lot of the young ladies? Because a lot of the young ladies that watch you can relate to a certain situation you're going through. Again, intelligent and everything, but you have that part of you that's like, I want to stay out late and everything else.
I just want to party with my friends and do hood rat things.
Exactly.
Yes.
So what does it feel like for you?
I mean, it feels Amazing. It's such a blessing. I feel like there aren't a lot of teenage superheroes, specifically African-American female teenage superheroes. So that's really cool. So it's really cool to be able to play one. I feel like season 1 was a very emotional season for Jennifer. She went through a lot of, I was just talking about this with Cress, she went through a lot of ups and downs. And I really love the dynamic between thunder and lightning. Like, Nafessa's character really knows who she is. She's confident in that. So when she gets superpowers, she's like, well, this ain't nothing but another thing, you know? Like, she puts on the suit and she's ready. And it's the opposite for Jennifer. She feels like, I don't want to be a freak. I just want to be normal. I want to go hang out with my friends. I want to go to prom. I want to get married, you know? So I really love that the sisters is very dynamic with the superpowers.
I also love the fact that there's so much great chemistry for all of you guys. So much great chemistry, especially for you, Cress, because like I said again, it has such an impact on a lot of, not just young people, but for black men, especially to me, watching you on the series, especially when that angle in the first episode was building, and everybody's like, what's it gonna do? And you let loose. To me, for you, how does that feel to be so iconic? Now you know, because your life has changed from this point on. How does it feel that knowing that now you walk in the room, it's black light. So yeah, how's it feel?
It feels great. I mean, I'll take it. I mean, you know, hearing people on the street go Black Lightning, or I had one guy actually go Black Lightning, my man. I'm like, that sounds good. I will take it. I'll take that for the rest of my life. I'm happy with it. Most definitely.
So what would you say is one of the most funniest moments on set for you guys? Like funny, and y'all had fun. Listen, y'all had a lot of fun on set.
I love Cress's Black Lightning voice. Cress, can you do it? Can you do it, please, Cress? I hate to put you on the spot, but do it.
What you talking about? What you want? I mean, honestly, I think the most fun I had, me and I think tried to have is the whole storyline and the whole scene when she decided she was having sex. That was so much fun. Oh, what's up? What's up? I gotta do the voice, but you can't say that? No, but seriously, that was just like, it was so much fun.
For you, Marvin, or for you, James, some funny moments for you guys, because I know you guys are not always doing the same scenes together, but for you, because you know you're doing the role so serious, and I'm like, man, how does he keep it all together? Because I know there's moments you want to just start breaking out and laughing, but for you,
definitely working with Cress and James, because on screen in the storyline of the show, we're on two opposite sides of the spectrum. I'm completely the antagonist to their whole story, and vice versa. But off camera, they're big brothers to me, mentors to me, coaches to me in so many ways. So when I get to work with them, like when James and I had a scene in episode 4, when I came to visit his tailor shop, it was extremely fun for me because we were able to play on camera and have this intimacy that we have off camera and kind of show that, but we're on both sides of the spectrum in the scene where, he's got a gun on me, and I'm coming to threaten him physically with my presence or with my words, and it just...
Don't forget cyanide standing there with him.
Yeah, with the cyanide behind me with a gun on him, and just the way that came out to me, because we both know what's happening, and what we have to convey to the world. And also with Cress and I don't know if you guys have caught up. It's on Netflix right now, but in episode 12, he and I have a fight, and that was, to me, like just one of the moments in the overall season that was huge. One, because we had never worked in a scene together the whole series, and then for us to work our first time, and it was a fight. Was just amazing, and he was so gracious and made everything so comfortable for me, and it was just good. And that's me and him fighting the whole time, you guys. So just know that not a lot of stunts were used in that.
So James, for you, what was a great moment for you behind the scenes working on the set? Like, what was a great moment for you?
I don't know. Behind the scenes, that's a big secret.
As far as introduction.
You see, when you're doing a series and you're all together for several months at a stretch, a lot of that starts to blur together. You know, behind the scenes and in front of the camera start to take on a life of its own that where it seems it's quite seamless. You know, and I can say that because of my relationship with Marvin prior to the show starting, you know, we spent like 3 weeks walking around everywhere together all over the city of Atlanta, getting familiar with it, and so we knew each other and we trusted each other. So when we first meet in the shop, the cool thing about it for me was that Gambi knew Tobias well, and I said, "You're supposed to be fucking not even here." You know, so there was a familiarity instantly, and there was history. I love history between characters. And the first time Nafessa's character called me Uncle Gambi, it just melted my heart. And she kept calling me Uncle Gams from then on, and it just happened. It wasn't on the page. It was something that happened, and that it felt right, you know, as I've known her since she was a little one. And it seems like, you know, sometimes the first child knows like the grandpa better than the second child, and China and I didn't really have any scenes together until the very end. But we have this scene where I got like 4 pages of dialogue recounting the whole thing. She very patiently waited for
And I'm just like, oh wow, really?
And she's like, really? That's not very cool. But she very patiently was there for the whole thing, and I felt like I was dealing with the younger daughter that I didn't really know as well. And Cress and I have such history as characters, and Cress made me feel so comfortable. The very first time we met, we were instant friends. When we did this promotional thing in New Orleans. And I said, I think they're going to kill me in the first. He said, no. There's a lot of stuff that we have to go through together. And he put me completely at ease, really instantly. As a family, in episode 11, I think it was, Gambi has betrayed Jefferson and subsequently the family. You know, Anissa stuck up for me, and you know, and then Gambi gets the crap beat out of him. You know, really to within an inch of his life, and finally I get to go back over the house. You know, after making my amends, and I said, would it be okay if we said a prayer together as a family over the food before we eat? And Michael Schultz, the director, the longtime great director Michael Schultz, said, "Yeah, we're running short anyway. We need more content," and that just happened in the moment. And Jefferson Pierce, Cress, invited me to lead the family in prayer because I'm just the eldest. You know, it superseded color, it superseded superpowers. You know, we were a family under God saying a blessing over food together, and it stirred me greatly. It had such normalcy to it and such intimacy and quiet that I love the fact that we were able to do that in what's called, quote unquote, a superhero show. You know, because even superheroes put their tights on one leg at a time. And you know, we need each other.
That's a good answer. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
What was a great moment for you?
I would have to say put it on my costume for the first time. I cried.
Well, which one? Because you have more than one.
My second costume.
Well, you know what? That's one thing I want to point out. Now, you showed out Cress because you got the chance to wear, well, no, Cress, you did wear, but was that you in the costume?
Yeah, he wore two.
The flashbacks.
Yeah,
so, okay. So for you wearing the 2 costumes, what was that like?
Yeah, the moment of putting my second costume on, and as a kid, not having that visual, not having that image growing up to look up to, knowing that I was being that for young girls looking and watching the show, I was just super emotional. I cried tears of joy. It was touching. Yeah.
And Cress, you know, I'm gonna ask you this question, and then after I ask this question, I'm gonna start taking 6 people from the audience, and you get to ask one question. Hold on, get right back to you, Trevor. 1 second. Okay. Oh. Cress. Okay, I don't know, you probably already know this. How's it feel to see your first action figure of yourself, the statue of Black Lightning?
No, it's cool. I can't wait to have it. I mean, I'm a nerd. Not yet. I don't have it yet. No. I mean, I know one's coming. I just don't have it.
I pre-ordered mine.
But I want mine for free. So that's it. I'm not gonna lie. I want it for free. But I'm a nerd at heart. So I mean, I still play Dungeons and Dragons, and So I just can't wait to have it for myself. So I get to nerd out on myself. It's kind of weird, but it makes me feel a little dirty. I don't know. But no, it's cool. It's real cool.
All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask the audience, step up to the mic here. So my first person I'm going to ask, you know what? You want to ask a question? Trevor wants to ask you a question.
Marvin, I've been trying to answer this question since your first,
Yeah, okay.
I didn't mean to interrupt Nafessa or China, but the question is, because I agree that your Tobias Whale is one of the most original, one of the most chilling villains, non-cliche that I've ever seen. Seriously. How do you do that? What do you channel? How do you create such a convincing villain and being such a nice guy?
I gotta give everything that I do and that you see and hear to my Father God, the Lord above. I think that his love and his kindness, his forgiveness, and the idea that all things work together for good. So I've had a very colorful life, and I would say that humbly, that it's very colorful.
Do you channel people that you actually know that were villains?
And I'm able to, again, through the grace of God, utilize things, in my life, throughout my life, and tell the truth through characters that I've been given. And thanks to you and Tony, Salim and Mara, everybody at the CW, my great cast, I've been able to have an opportunity that is Tobias Whale, that I have some physical likeness to, and that I have some experience on some of the things that he's doing and seeing, and as far as what I've seen in life. Some views that I have. Not some of the killing and all that, but
that evil part of yourself, that evil part of yourself that you present to the screen, is that based on people you know and experiences you've gone through? You're a rapper, I know that's supposed to be a part of it.
And I think that something that I've learned as an actor about the skill is that it's important that we tell the truth, like my brother said. Telling the truth is based off of your worldview about yourself and the things that are around you. And if you're honest with who you are, all of us up here have a vast array of emotions that we go through in the course of one day, 24 hours. It goes through so many spectrums. And if we were able to feel and reveal all the things that all these people are thinking, we'd be shocked. We'd be shocked, honestly. And if we're honest about that, right, as actors, then we can bring that truth into the character. Whether it be in love, being horny, being angry, being happy, all these things we go through in the course of a day. I know I do. But it happens sometimes where the character that you're playing, you're able to pour, one particular side, or some things that you suppress on a daily, some things that you might not want to show or might not want to bring to the forefront.
So multi-layer portrayal.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's how you're able to bring layers to the character. And I think if you look at Cress's, Black Lightning's character in the show, and Tobias Whale's character in the show, and this is a credit to the writers and a credit to both Cress and myself, you see parallels in the two individuals. They're on both sides of the spectrum. But then even in that last episode, I'm watching it, and when I read it on paper, it's always different on paper than when you're watching it, for me.
Okay, so I'm sorry guys, we got to take this along.
I beg your pardon.
No, it's fine. Okay. Go ahead, Cress.
I just want to make sure we get the fans.
Yeah, I want to get the fans.
Questions.
Okay, first young lady right here. Come up to the mic, ask your question real quick.
Hi, my name's Kira. I wanted to know What from your characters do you take as people yourselves out in the real world and experience every day?
What I love about Thunder and what I always find myself borrowing from her or having a similarity with her is that she's just fearless, and when she believes in something, she fights for it no matter, who she's fighting, no matter if she's putting her life on the line. And I believe if you believe in something that you fight for it. And that's how Thunder inspires me.
I feel nice. I feel like the aspect of Jennifer's character of just trying to get to know herself and being comfortable with who she is and not thinking about how other people feel about who she is something that I can relate to being a teenager. Anybody else?
For me, Jefferson helps me be a better father. Family's very, very important to me, but then engaging in these scenes and these discussions with the daughters reminds me to be that type of father, not be that just I told you so father. Do it because I told you so. So yeah.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, Marvin. Go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna say for me, it's just simple to go against everything Tobias thinks, believes, and says. He's like a benchmark of me of what never to be and what not to do. So,
I can grow a good mustache. People change. You can have one set of ideas in your youth and it can guide you, and you might think that you're doing something that's right, and then it proves that it's not so right after all, but you can make up for it.
Okay, next question.
How you guys doing? My name's Hassan. I'm from Freeland. So quick question. This show is different to me than any other show in DCEU because of the music between your set pieces. So I want to know, did any of you guys have a hand in choosing songs?
Yes. I'm jumping right in, absolutely. Because Gambi was a jazz lover. And I told Salim Akil, our show creator, that I love Charles Lloyd, who is a tenor saxophonist. And in episode 3, in the script, it says Charles Lloyd's Sorcery is on the turntable. And it shows the needle lifted up, and they play that tune from Charles Lloyd while we're doing our training sequence. So, yes.
I'm gonna say no, unfortunately, but I really wish that I had picked Timmy Turner. Because when it started playing in the finale, I was like, hey!
Okay, we're gonna move on to the next question. Jonathan?
My question is, how do I make this taller? I'm joking. My question has to do with police brutality. Ever since episode 1, where you see Jefferson get slammed against a car, you see Jennifer with her phone out, and you see Nafessa, Thunder, who's refusing to comply with police. Like, why do you think it's so important to talk about police brutality on a platform like Black Light?
Because it exists. Point blank, it exists, and I think in a show like ours that on some level is fantasy, it makes it almost easier to talk about. And it's about time. It's about time to talk about it. That's one of the things I think when I first read the script, I was just like, what? We get to do this?
Opening scene?
Yes. Yeah. And so it existed, and when it doesn't exist anymore, then we don't have to talk about it.
My question is for China. My name is Naima.
Sorry I had you all so cute. Hi, baby. I'm sorry. Question. Go ahead.
My question is, what age did you start acting?
I started acting at 5. Yeah, and I've been going ever since, and it is the love of mine.
Hi, my name is Courtney. And hi.
fallout.
What was your favorite part about being like me?
You know what? I think seeing everything after effects and CG is put in. Like when she just lights on fire and it's just like surrounding her in the entire room. One of my favorite scenes is, I hope all of y'all caught up because we're talking like y'all, I hope so. Yes, but one of my favorite scenes is when Black Lightning kind of loses his power and she hugs him with all that power and kind of lights him back up. That's one of my favorites. So, yeah.
That's a very good question.
I'm a little taller. All right, my question is, I'm a member of a large Facebook group. It has 11,500 fans just for Black Lightning. So I wanted to know which Eric is also a member of.
Don't forget to have the cast.
I had 35 members of cast and crew are also members of. So hey, you guys are more than welcome. Trevor's a member. So you're more than welcome to join. We won't leave you alone if you join. Just put it out there. But what do you think about your fans and the fan turnout and the fans' opinions on the show and how positive the results have been?
It's been great, the feedback that we've been getting, and obviously thank you guys, because we have a season 2 from everyone tuning in and watching. But what I think, we really appreciate it. I think what's really cool about our show is that it transcends race. And to me, you always want to be a part of a show that, multiple different audiences can watch and can relate to. And we're just telling stories, and I believe that under a microscope, under an x-ray, we're all just bones. So it's pretty cool to be able to just, tune in and have a show, be a part of a show rather, where everyone can tune in and be able to, see issues that they are going through with their families and that they're going through either in school or like China, just trying to find herself as a teenager. All teenagers, regardless of race, can relate to that. So I think that's the pretty cool aspect about it.
All right, last question, go for it.
Hi, my name is Harry. I think I'm a little bit of a fan. I'm not sure. Kind of obvious. One, I'm waiting for hot toys for all of you. Okay, that's gotta happen. Two. Okay, how's this? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? All right. Okay, Cress, you and I talked about this a little bit in DC, and I want to ask everybody else this question as well. One of the things that I really appreciate about Black Lightning is the approach with family, and also, with the whole green light issue, how it kind of harkens back to the whole Tuskegee experiments. And a lot of people are not catching that. And I wanted to know from you all, how important is for this issue to not only be talked about, but something to keep this show grounded in its own universe and not coagulated with the rest of the CW universe?
Okay, I'll start. It's huge. That's the thing. I know that everybody, I'm really thankful for all the other CW shows. And I want to just say that. I'm really thankful for, the foundation that was laid back in Smallville. Yeah. And I think we're all really appreciative and understand that without those shows, breaking ground, that we wouldn't be able to have our show. But at the same time, and I hope the fans out there who want crossover so bad, please hear me that this is the utmost respect. But if you watch our show and understand our show, it's completely different. It's a completely different world, a different style. We're telling a very, very different story. We're not trying to fight aliens or save the world. We're trying to save a neighborhood, and then by then save a world. So I don't want to see our show ever compromised in that way, and and also the other shows that they have a specific story and a specific style that's different from ours. And so I love that we're doing it. That it's because that these other the other parts of the genre have evolved, that we could then evolve to now telling this story. And I just want to stay true to that story.
Real quick, I totally agree with Cress, and I do love the fact that instead of fighting aliens, or you're fighting for this neighborhood. I really do love that. And so no matter what happens with the crossovers with the other shows, I'm really glad that first season we just got to define what Black Lightning is and who he is.
Okay, so they're like, oh, we gotta wrap it up, Okay, we're about to end this. One more question, I'm gonna ask straightforward. How does it feel for you to see fans and you, and soon to be you, fans dressing up as your characters? Dope! And with that being said, I wanna thank the entire cast of Black Lightning, and thank all of you for coming out.
Hi everyone, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give us a like. You can share it with some friends, and please feel free to leave a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe, and there's a little bell thing. If you click that, you get notifications when we have more videos coming out. See you next time.